Hello and welcome to the grand opening, the virtual grand opening of the You and Me Too project, a vision. Hello and welcome to the grand opening, the virtual grand opening of the You and Me Too project, a vision. Hello. It's a vision of Dr. Emily DeCarlo, creative vision for unity and love and collective work in the Downtown Hopewell area. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce your host today. Pardon me, I'm Katina Moss of KMOSS Presents. We're excited to partner with Dr. DeCarlo in sponsoring the Zoom and YouTube Live for today's event. Without further ado, I will introduce your host today, Heather Lyne, who is the Executive Director of the Hopewell Downtown Partnership.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. And I'm very excited about this project. The way that this all came about, really, it was a little before I started in my position, but the former director for the Hopewell Downtown Partnership had received a grant from CultureWorks, which is an organization that is focused on strengthening artists and arts and culture to increase their impact in the region. And what's neat is that typically CultureWorks does programming and supports artists in the Richmond area. This is actually a pilot program for the Tri-Cities. So it's a really unique opportunity for us. And we actually received funding through their cultural equity grant. And the goal of that grant is to support innovative ideas that engage underrepresented audiences in arts and culture, to support events that highlight and promote the art and culture of a particular community that is underrepresented in the region, or general arts and culture programming that serve the communities listed above. So when we received this grant, of course, I started in the middle of COVID, so we've had to be, pretty creative about everything, which is one reason that we're virtual today. But the original vision was sort of artists on Main Street, and the Hopewell Downtown Partnership. Our mission is, to build a healthy, vibrant, and prosperous central downtown commercial district for the Hopewell community. So we are trying to combine this idea of cultural equity, expanding access to the arts, supporting artists in the Tri-Cities region, with celebrating our downtown, or maybe animating our downtown in creative ways. So that was the goal of this project, and I ended up dubbing it Art in the Streets because I felt like that kind of captured, everything. It's about artists getting out there and expressing themselves to the greater community. So we have quite a few other projects that have already started being implemented. We awarded 5 different mini grants to artists in the community. So very excited to see all of those going. I think this project, the You and Me Too project, really captures the original goal of CultureWorks grant. So I'm really excited about that. And I think when I was reading Emily's submission, she had so many different ideas and she was combining different mediums. And I actually had a panel that made the grant funding decisions with me. So Austin Miles is a visual artist who's really fantastic. And then Ann Easterling, who founded the Illuminated Stage company. So they helped me go through these, and we were like, we really need to get her in here because this is so interesting. And there's a lot of different elements in her proposal, and we can see it, but only to a certain extent. So I'm super excited to see what everyone has come up with today, and to celebrate spoken word and visual art and just community and everyone being together. So without further ado, I think I'm passing the mic to Mayor Gore and Councilor Pelham.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Jasmine Gore, Mayor for the City of Hopewell. I just want to say thank you to Dr. Emily DeCarlo for inviting me to participate in today's event and to do the greetings on behalf of the City of Hopewell. I think right now during COVID and everything that we're facing, we're all dealing with isolation, but we are able to connect more more than ever before via virtual means such as Zoom. However, still, sometimes being apart from people and having that physical connection has been really hard on others. And one thing that can always bring light to anyone is art. And so having an opportunity like this in the City of Hopewell, the Billboard Project, and also this great event to bring another form of art to our area is greatly needed. I hope that those who watch today's events can find inspiration in what they hear from the artists this evening, and also find inspiration in what Dr. DeCarlo has been able to organize on behalf of all of us. And I hope that this will be a catalyst to try to get more art here in our community. We started that project with the Gateway Project, and it's hit or miss depending on who you asked about the H, but it opened up the door for people to have courageous conversations regarding art. Fun fact is, I actually was going to go to art school prior to going to VCU. I had a full ride scholarship to do painting. And so I definitely went a different path, but art has always been something that's near and dear to my heart. So I am very appreciative of this opportunity and very glad to see that we are opening up new doors. And last thing I would say is another reason why art is so important and needed here in the City of Hopewell is we tend to put emphasis on sports and things of that nature and don't give opportunities for young adults and youth and even just adults like Dr. DeCarlo to express themselves in other means. It seems to be not something we talk about or do or promote. And so again, hopefully this will open up doors for not just visual art, spoken art, but dance form, dancing, other forms of music expression. And so I'm looking forward to see what else comes out of this CultureWorks project with the Downtown Partnership. And I will support anything related to the arts as much as I can. So thank you again for the opportunity. I'm glad to be here. Councilor Pelham. And she's on mute, so let her unmute herself.
67. Memory at 67 is not good. Thank you. You do that a lot as city council, right? Good morning, everyone. It's good to see your names and to meet you formally. Thank you for the introduction of the report this morning as well. I was supposed to end the program with some comments, but I need to do it now because on my birthday, as usual, I'll be volunteering at Harry James as well. That's been my whole life since I returned to Hopewell in '89. I'm gracious to work with Emily, of course. We've known each other since childhood. She was a couple of years older, so if you don't know, back in the day, culturally, if you were 2 or 3 years older than a person, you're not in that group. Don't try to get in it. You're a baby forever. So that's the type of thing that I look forward to, that we can always share each other's cultures so that people should not shy away from learning and respecting what people hold dear and near to their hearts. And the only way we can do that is through diversity and inviting everyone in. We have a diverse audience today with female, male, white, Black, and maybe other, but we have to embrace that culture so that we can become the one that God wants us to be. So I really appreciate the opportunity that someone is promoting the fact that until we learn each other, more about each other, and always stop categorizing people into a whole and learn to live and love each other just for that individual. That's something I had to mature into because I was born in the 50s, so I'm 67. So me, myself, had to overcome a lot of prejudices from childhood to learn people. And I'm learning every day not to judge people based on a past feeling. And that's a challenge, I will admit publicly, for me in trying to understand who that person is. So if you know me, I will ask. So that way it won't be no misunderstanding. Did you intend to say this for this? And as we can learn to communicate more, we can appreciate each other more. So again, thank you just for the opportunity to say a few words. I look forward to anything to enlighten our community and move it forward with the arts, especially. Just a side note, when I first came home, I started a drill team for 10 years, and that was a form of art, of course, and the kids really loved it. And I couldn't keep up with doing that, but those type of things, kids have so much talent in every culture, and if we could only intermingle that, we would be a great little city. This city is so savable if we learn just to love each other. God bless you, and hope to see you again in the future. And Emily knows she has my support in any way that I can add to the project. I will. Thank you and God bless. I don't know who I need to pass it to.
Thank you, Councilor Pelham, and happy birthday again. Thanks for joining us on this special day.
Yes.
So next we have Azhane Pollard. She's with the Hopewell High School Poetry Club. Are you ready? All right.
Hey, I am Azhane Pollard. I'm a poet at Hopewell High School. I've been doing poetry for a long time now. I started writing when I was in middle school, and I just continued to write, and it's just something that I've come to enjoy and I've come to love. So I'm going to do a poem today. It's called Time. It's fairly new, so forgive me. It's not memorized or anything, so I'm just gonna be reading it, but I hope I hope you still feel it, hope you still receive it. But yeah, here we go. Okay. The concept of time scares me. The overwhelming thought of it is hard to resist. I'm lucky to exist, to be alive at the same time as you. Late night talks, we discuss broken clocks covered in dust, anxious when our time is up. Our clammy hands intertwined, wondering if time was responsible for the design of you and I. Curiosity and confusion carry us like feathers in the wind. We rack our brains for the answer. The thought majestically glides across our minds like a dancer, wondering when we will end and who will begin. We don't have time. Never mind that. We have our whole lives to ponder that. Your voice wraps me like a blanket, a fleeting moment of security, while your hands hold me. The ticking of time leaves me, but at the back of my mind, the wisp and creeps of time. Counting the minutes on my hands, the hours are a little harder to understand. Why does it scare me if we created the identity technically? Time will erase us eventually, so I have to hold on tight to the memory of us, of me. Looking at my past self through memories, wondering if future me will find me disappointing. We may not fully understand why we can't always get to the things we plan, why our lives are so easily removable. The concept of time is scary, but beautiful. Thank you.
Wow, that was really amazing. I know I got chills. Fantastic job. It's really tremendous to see this kind of talent, in our young people in Hopewell. So thank you so much for sharing that. We have some more members of the Hopewell High School Poetry Club. So we have Sharita Ruffin, Mallory Davis, and Chris Rhodes. And you're up.
Hello. My name is Sharita Ruffin, as previously introduced. That was amazing, Azhane. And the piece that I'll be bringing to you all, let me give you a little bit of background. So I wrote this one day while I was at work, and I was just thinking about, I can't tell you what it is. It's a guess what I am type poem. But I wrote it while I was at work, so it is also not memorized. So please bear with me. So the name of this poem is called Teach Me How to Be Me. Am I a mere feeling, or am I just an emotional attachment? Do I require touch, or do I have a time limit? Or am I just a thought that toys innocence minds? Let's paint a picture together with colors that sing, the same melodies you sung when you felt me. A one-time thing, but I can be replaced. Cherish me while you have me, but live to regret it. I'm the reason you're broken, but you abandoned me, which is hilarious because you fell despite the distance. A blessing, yet worthless, yet still your obsession. A haunting hallucination, a torturing procrastination, a broken promise, but a guaranteed question. I expose my identity and you refuse to accept me and to think that despite the shit, I'm here regardless. How am I in your face and you're still confused? I'm expressed in different ways and you still assume. You know me so well, I'll sit back and you resume. Because apparently I'm not doing a good job as it is. So show me how to be myself and be appreciated. You know what? With that being said, I've completed my write-off. Signed by none others than yours truly. Love. Thank you.
Awesome.
Wow. So Mallory, we have you next in line.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Okay, just double checking. Sharita, Azhane, you guys never cease to amaze me. I love you guys. So I will be performing my poem today. It's titled December Until It Ends. Oh, I didn't introduce myself, I'm sorry. My name is Mallory Davis. I graduated last year, class of 2020 salutatorian. I'm going right now to Longwood University. I am planning to become a teacher. So my poem is titled December Until It Ends. Time laughs throughout the hall and mistakes her whispers as cruelty. The beauty in your eyes turns old at 1 a.m. and perception is slightly distorted. Never was there a sound such sweet as a torment of the love you showed me. The only sin I have known is the one that keeps me from you. And one by one, they fall. The wind, as cold as you were, as fragile as the flakes of snow, it's December until it ends. The winter lights are the warmth I know best. It's 9 days after your birthday and 4 years since we have last spoken. December always reminds me of you. My jacket sits unchanged from a day of flurries and it matches your face for a moment until I realize I'm staring at a picture where all I have imagined about you can be true. And I wonder if you miss me, as the sky misses the snow when it falls. Thank you.
All right.
Big round of applause.
Yeah.
And extra round of applause for salutatorian. That's phenomenal. I'm not sure if we have Chris on the call this morning. Okay. Thank you. So again, just an incredible amount of talent coming out of Hopewell High School. So we have the First Friday Freedom team and Vitamin the Student and then True Poet. So you can take it from here.
Hello, happy Saturday. So I am Vitamin the student teacher. I don't know if you all want a background, but it's just I've been working with First Friday Freedom for we're a year and a half in, going out to Hopewell High School and working with the Poetry Club, where I met these fabulous, esteemed, beautiful poets and artists that you just heard, and I've had the pleasure to work with them, and it was truly it has truly been a pleasure. And then we've been hosting First Friday Freedom every first Friday up until, of course, COVID began. And so sadly, we've been kind of on a hiatus, but it's fabulous and wonderful to be back here with everyone now. So thank you for having me and thank everyone for being here. If y'all know me, those of you who have heard me recite before know that most of my pieces are very long-winded, but this one is actually short and to the point. Well, so I feel it's called Empathy. I love how everyone's an empath now, but not actually. In fact, what people are usually referring to is the feel of their own energy shifting which gives them the ability to comprehend, but not to necessarily feel me. That's called empathy. The zygote to the empathic experience. The prerequisite, the fundamental element that tells on itself anytime you have an experience that I've experienced myself. And isn't that what we're doing here? Running through this funhouse of mirrors, stopping to shatter the ugly we see in each other reflecting back on us, pausing to pose for selfies in the cracked faces of our phones for hearts. We're online looking for hearts, when all you ever have to do is press your palm to your chest and feel. That's your superpower. That's why my face in the mirror looks so familiar to you. But even twins have their own set of fingerprints. So, as your sister, I don't have to desire to make a villain of you, because as your sister, I can see myself in you. We haven't found the balance between self-preservation and altruism. We keep tripping on the ripple effects of karma because we haven't learned. We keep comparing war stories as if we own the patent on pain and sacrifice in poorly dealt hands. And everyone has anxiety. We're all on edge, feeling our insides quake while lying still in our discontentment and trying not to break. And the reason I know this is because we feel the same. This isn't wrong. It's true. Dear mere mortal, it's not just you, it's me too. Thank you.
I'm just going to give another moment of silence for that. I feel like I'm not worthy to say anything after that. So next we have True Poet. Thank you so much.
Hey, everybody. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. And I have like a little melting pot of pieces, so I'm gonna just go straight into it. It's like I walked this road before, but I'm not sure, but some would say I should be. See, it's the voices in my head, and I know it sounds crazy, but it's like they gave me a key, and now I see the future of me, the we, but lesson after lesson, I'm reminded that I'm still incomplete, like that decoration that independently took those souls away from me. See, it was the screams that woke me, and now I see the future. Beyond the gates, bars, and fences, to count times and misvisit this place will change you if you let it. A new birth of deceptions mounted on the backs of the broken. I guess some things shouldn't be spoken. Regurgitating the lies that made these truths self-evident. The time is systematic. The desire for real change is lacking in the valley where the dry bones stay sleeping. Now I see the future. You see, I was carved from that same canvas that created men with broken ribs. Fast forward, broken promises. Next level, more broken promises. Fast forward, the black bodies begin falling. Next level, the black bodies keep falling further away from namaste. Newsflash. He will never see the good. I mean, God and you be precious black diamond, blueprint, birthing life into earth. What would we be without you, woman? Balanced and ready to stand up. Though my back has never been broken, tokens have always been used as a ruse to mesmerize the minds of the sons, hitting potential true portraits taught through word of mouth like a real Wakanda rising through that concrete like that black rose that always has to rise high, as if this was my first time meeting you. When you needed a bridge to escape the troubled waters of a mind that was deep and pressed against a wall, that no one else could see me like me. You didn't even see me for the salvation that I really was. And yes, I watched you ride across the Golden Gate plains of my compassion, never lacking. It even became love unconditional. Or at least that's what your soul screamed out to me and needed. Thank you.
Woo. Okay, we're going to a different part of the project now. We have Dr. Emily DeCarlo and Carrie Flowers on the camera. They're outside, actually, and they're going to be unveiling the You and Me Too mural and another sort of focal point of the project. So Dr. DeCarlo, I think you want to check that we can hear you, and then you have a tough act to follow.
Can you guys try to unmute the tablets so she doesn't have difficulty trying to find her audio?
So we're still waiting on audio, Dr. DeCarlo. I think on the tablet.
Miss Moss, you could probably unmute everybody and then we could unmute, and then that'll just leave her mic open so she can speak, so she doesn't have to worry about unmuting herself.
Are you able to unmute her? I made Heather the host.
Yeah, I asked her to unmute. Let's see. Yeah, I've asked everyone to unmute. I'm not sure I can actually unmute her.
Unmute. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can she see you?
Okay, and you can see me too, can't you?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
And we are COVID ready. I didn't have my mask on at first, but since we are, kind of close here, we have our masks on, so we're being correct. But good morning, everybody, and I'm excited. So that's where the technical difficulty came in, because something happened. I hit the wrong thing and had to sign back in. But nevertheless, and I do thank everybody for being here today. And I appreciated so much our unity, our togetherness. I appreciate the collaboration from KMOSS Presents, Katina Moss. Fantastic. I don't know how I hadn't really collaborated with her before, because I guess it was like a God thing now. I got to meet her and be able to really, I've seen her, but thank God that she's collaborating with this You and Me Too project. And then thank you so much for Heather Lyne, director of the Downtown Hopewell Downtown Partnership, doing a fantastic job. And I'm just so humble that I'm one of the people that she chose, along with my very beautiful collaborators. And also thank you, Heather, for being the host. Thank you for all the beautiful words that came from your soul. Thank you so much, Mayor Pelham. I know she's gone, but thank you so much for coming and inspiring, not just Hopewell, but see, our spirits will touch the world, each and every one of you. You beautiful poets. You know, now I'm connected with you. You know, whether you one and another, I'm connected soul to soul. And I'm so thankful for it. To Poet and all the rest of you, your names will be on the You and Me Too project page. So people can see you and hear your beautiful words that came straight out of your heart into the hearts of all those in the world. And I say everybody, whether you're looking at this now or not, but the spirit of it has reached out now, and many people have been touched. And so I hope I didn't leave anybody out, because I'm truly thankful. And now the artists, Carrie Flowers. I did not know when I wrote the proposal who the artist was going to be, but the whole idea of it came to me about using poetry, because I am a poet, and using the art too, to signify, reflect cultural unity, cultural equity, that you don't have to dismiss your culture to relate to me. And I don't have to dismiss mine to relate to you. And so we're very excited about that. Now, we're getting ready for this great unveiling of the mirror. It's just so beautiful. We're excited now. And we have Tori, that is the artist's son, Tori, and he is going up the ladder. Can you see him? Can you see Tori? Okay, he's going up the ladder now. Wish we had a drum roll. Phase 2, we have to have some music. Thank you for that virtual drum roll. I love it. I'm going to take off the, so you get to see my face here. I guess I can do that for a few minutes. And you see Tori, drum roll.
Wow.
Yeah, oh my goodness, because I hadn't seen it uncovered. I hadn't seen it uncovered. But you can see here all of the people in the world of all colors. You see the Indian with his feathers. Can you see that? Let me know. Am I close, or do I need to climb up on the ladder?
No, move it over a little bit.
Yeah,
Move it over a little bit.
A little bit. Perfect.
Right there.
The other way?
No, that's perfect. Go up.
That's perfect?
Yeah, don't climb on no ladder though.
Please.
Okay. All right. Torek is gonna hold it.
To get the whole.
You see that?
Yes.
And I wanted the artist to explain it, but
It's beautiful.
you know, artists are shy by nature, and they don't like to talk about their work. I tried to convince Carrie L. Flowers to talk about it, but you will see her too, her picture in a minute. But I want you to focus on this beautiful mural, because it has all of it's like the intention for unity. The spirit of unity is there. And if you notice, she has a wheel symbolizing the ship of Hopewell, the good ship of Hopewell that brought people here, that started this whole thing way back in the 1600s. And so that's the wheel there, that ship of the good ship Hopewell. And then you see the H for Hopewell, and not just for Hopewell, but it symbolizes hope and healing. And when we have hope and we have healing, we have light. And so this picture says more than 1,000 words. The words cannot be counted that this picture, this mural from the heart of Carrie L. Flowers conveys to Hopewell and beyond. Y'all can clap now if you want to.
So I'll let them know that you know about the fabric.
Okay, and I want to let you know now, I guess you can see me now.
All right.
All right. Now, I'm going to read the poem for you, but I want you to know about the fabric that you can bring and drop off. We will give you on the page the exact location. Right now we said Samuel's, okay? And the box might be other places too. So you can drop off fabric that will actually be put on some of the people
Thumb size.
in this.
Pick finger size. Size of a finger.
The size of a finger. That's why I wanted Carrie to talk about her own work. But we want you to bring pieces of fabric that may be important to you. That a little piece from maybe an old skirt, maybe a shirt, maybe a little piece that you were going to use for a quilt. Because this painting will have all of that. Carrie's gonna put that on some of the people that's in this mural. It's gonna be fascinating because you get to participate. You get to be a part of it with something that belongs to you. And now the poem, You and Me Too. No matter who we are, red, yellow, white, brown, or any hue, I'm still me, and you are uniquely and beautifully you. With just the right shape of our eyes, the thin or curvy bend of our lips, the long or short of us, down to the fingertips. Whether your chromosomes are XY, XX, or any other alphabet, whether you like the sparkle of mornings or blossom in the calming cocoon of sunsets, we can put our differences in a bubble, a circle that never ends, a haven for each of us called friends, where all our hopes and dreams and teardrops melt and blend, where we nestle together in a calming embrace, all colored in royal blue, in a place for all of us, in the heart of each of us, for you and me too. Thank you. I'll say one more thing. If you can hear me, Heather, I just want to say thanks again, and I'm going to let you see the poem. Can you see this poem?
Yes, we can.
Okay, and the poem's on a board. Is like pine, and graphic artist Michael Miranda did it.
Oh, wow.
And it has CultureWorks at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes.
And sponsored by Hopewell Downtown Partnership. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. There's so much to it. You will hear more about phase 2 when we have it on Facebook. We're going to let you know more about where you will find the mural. It's going to travel in different locations in Hopewell, and the poem will be in different locations so that people will be able to see it, embrace it, take pictures with it, and we will have that on the website, on the You and Me Too project page, so that all of us are a part of this project. And you will be able to upload your picture beside the mirror, Recite the poem on Facebook. Now, let me just briefly say something about phase 2, because this is in different phases. The ship is coming to Hopewell. The good ship Hopewell is being built, and well, it will be, and we will have it in phase 2. So people can take pictures of that. And then also in a location downtown, we designated right now, Samuel's, and that may move around too, but you'll be able to go to Samuel's initially, and there will be a bell, and you will be able to ring it after reading the history of Hopewell that contains or that embraces all of us. There will be all kinds of events in that history that reflect the very inclusive culture of Hopewell, Virginia. So thank you again. You will hear more. We will have some flyers out so you will know about the next phase. And also you will be able to come down at some point for a chalk drawing in which you can draw on the sidewalk, downtown, put your spin on Hopewell. What would you like to see? What's a word that would describe Hopewell to you? What does it mean to you? What would you like for it to mean? So you have input. You are a part of this You and Me Too project. It's you and me, people. And I'm going to turn it back over to Heather. And once again, thank you. Thank you 1,000 times to our artist, Cariel Flowers. Thank you, Heather Lynn of the Downtown Partnership. Thank you, Katina Moss. Thank you, every poet, artist that has been on the program today. Thank you, Tariq. Let me get your name right. And he helped with the unveiling, and he's the artist's son. There she is right there. Can you see her?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's shy like me. Believe it or not, I'm shy. You wouldn't think so. But anyway, and I just want to give a shout out to everybody that I know, that I love, family members, my pastor, William H. Rupp, everybody, all the other ministers at the church where I am one of the associate ministers, just everybody that's touched my life and whose life I hope that I have touched. God bless. Heather, is back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. DeCarlo. It's really, really phenomenal how many people you've engaged through this project. And I think we're all feeling really inspired this morning. And thank you, Carrie. And maybe we'll be able to entice Carrie at a later point. I think I just want to open up the floor for maybe any closing comments that any of the artists have, or Mayor Gore or Councilor Pelham. Thank you everyone for being here. And Emily, again, it's just been really, really neat to see where your mind has gone and everyone that you've brought in through this. And I'm also just very thankful that we've given this platform to some of our really, really talented young people. So I'll pass it to anyone that wants to have closing remarks, and thank you so much. That's all.
I would just like to say thank you so much for having the opportunity to be able to present our work on this platform. It means everything to be able to have a place where we can present our work and just have a really safe space where we can connect with other people. It really means a lot, and it's helped me through a lot. And I hope to continue to perform and inspire other artists as well to share their work. But from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I agree with Mallory. Thank you so much for giving young people the space to really perform and to really share their work, because it's very important for us to get our voice out there, and for, older people to hear us, because, people my age or our age are perceived as lazy or anything, and I just want to make sure that everyone hears us and know that we have talent too, and that we have a message and that we have a voice that needs to get out there. So thank you so much for the opportunity to do that. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
And can I say also what came to my mind was the fact that in cultural differences and embracing it all, the young people, I would encourage you to bring your grandmother and great grandmother around so they can see you actually inform, because a lot of times your gift is given to the public and never to edify and educate them and move them forward in different cultures as well. And older people always, I tried to bring my children with me. I need to now learn to bring my grandchildren if I can make them. It's kind of hard, but if we can expose them at a younger age to appreciate the age difference in how we have to grow up and accept, because it takes me a lot sometimes to accept what y'all do, young people, but and I not be, again, that word judgmental, but to embrace the difference is what I'm learning too. I'm a whole 4 generations, probably 5 for some of y'all, but I am trying and get better every day. So let's bridge that age gap as well within our culture to understand and appreciate each other. Thank
You all heard that, right? On the record.
A whole lot. That's right. I had to learn again. I passed the baton, and that's another thing. When you get a certain age, you have to learn to pass the baton. And she did a wonderful job with my whole life has been volunteering for youth since I came back from the military. But it wasn't until she took the mantle and moved the youth of our city forward. And I really appreciate that. So probably I try to commend her as much as I can to say it is the mouth of the youth that can make it. So, God bless you all.
Thank you. I'm just picking with her because it's her birthday. So
67, tell the world I'm proud. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, I know you should be excited. If you got a COVID birthday, you make it past this year. Like, I was just gonna say that
age.
I just want to, my last remarks to be kind of piggybacking off what Councilor Pelham said, but really to try to tie it back to today's events in terms of trying to break down barriers between communication or even understanding. And thank you, Azhane, for your remarks about being a younger generation, trying to show that, you know, the stereotypes regarding this group, our group, is not what people think it is. That's a whole nother Zoom session. But I would definitely say, going back to what Councilor Pelham said, you know, your poetry is an example of how you can communicate across generational lines and have open, you know, pathways to have conversations that may be difficult, you know, with the content that you may share or the manner in which you may share it. Maybe having a dialogue that's like this might be difficult, or maybe some people have walls up or they're unable to be receptive to what you're saying. But perhaps if you are in an environment in which you can use art to communicate these important topics, then that helps as a way to connect people together, or maybe break down that wall to where they can have a conversation like this. And so I was going back to what Councilor Pelham said. I think this is an excellent opportunity to do that. And maybe in the future, you know, we're going to have some conversations regarding social economic factors and how they impact the community. When we first started this, I heard someone talk about equity and access. I think that was Heather that said that it would be a great idea to try to do something to talk about social economic factors, the challenges that experience in this community through art. Because from the government perspective, I can assure you it's very hard to talk about those things. It is, some people don't get it. And it's hard when your life is not impacted as much as
I wanted to say something about your mom. Could you?
And so I think that when you could potentially use to have that conversation, that might be a great thing for us to look at. And it just came to me and listening to what Councilor Pelham said and listening to what your poetry, and then also the comments. That might be something that we should look at trying to do, because we are going to have to talk about how COVID has changed our lives. We're not going to go back to how life was before, but as we progress and find ways to, you know, go back to normalcy, we're going to have to improve and make sure that we provide resources and support and opportunities for everyone. So pitch that idea. If you guys take it, let me know. I'll help you. But I think that'd be great. Thank you all for your time, and thank you for showing your artwork with us.
Thank you. I'd like to jump in if I may. And I want to thank Dr. DeCarlo for being open to collaborating on this project. Definitely, I have long respected her work and her commitment to the community and the manner in which she loves. She's someone that has a lot of love and she embodies love. And regardless of the challenges that have come through and have her life has met with, when you meet her, you see love. And so when I heard about the project and the poetry and the art, I just really wanted the students to have the opportunity to meet her, to have the opportunity to work with her and collaborate with her. And Sharday knew Sudan, and I was looking forward to her meeting Vitamin. And so this has been really, really a beautiful event. Because of COVID, as Vitamin mentioned, we've not been able to have our First Friday Freedom events. And just to piggyback off of what Mayor Gore just said, Mayor Gore, First Friday Freedom was started to be a platform for those types of community conversations because we thought when we started it that the downtown Hopewell area could be a more equitable space. In order to do that, it was missing the voice of these young people, it was missing the voice of Black and brown people by and large. And so we opened it to be that type of space. And so we're excited to be able to have a platform like this today and to work with Dr. DeCarlo and to be able to bring the love that has been First Friday Freedom into an artistic collaboration like this that's able to support the work of Dr. DeCarlo because that is another part of what we want to do is to uplift and support those who have come before us and those who have been groundbreakers for us artistically in the community. And again, with such a standard of love and grace. So thank you so much. Thank you, Heather, for the excellent job that you've done today. And thank you so much to all the artists and the beauty that you have brought to this space and showing that even though we can't meet together like we have been, that we are still able to connect. And so, of course, thank you so much, Mayor Gore and Councilor Pelham, for representing Hopewell as you always do in these gracious and generous spaces. I love you all very much. And again, thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Does anyone else want to say something before we close? And again, I'll just say thank you one more time to CultureWorks for letting us pilot this program in Hopewell.
Yeah,
I just want to thank everyone. Oh, I'm sorry, was someone else speaking? Go ahead, Dawn.
Okay, so first, hey, Miss Allen. But agree with Mallory and Azhane. I just want to say this for myself. I do appreciate you all.
Okay. Oh,
when I was and being outside of high school, it like gave us more opportunities to like, you know, experience our talents, whatever the case may be. But also, I want to add on the fact that y'all also promoted to the extent that it actually gets out into society in small things such as the little magazine or whatever the case may be. And you get it out to other kids, and it's a lot of kids that's going through stuff, and poetry is actually one of the things that helps it and all of that. And the fact that our poems can impact on other kids' lives that can possibly help them through situations. I do want to say thank you for that. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Sharita, you broke up a little bit, so I just want to make sure we heard you. You're just saying that you really want to make sure that these poems get out and reach other young people and that they're shared, right? So that other people feel that they're not alone.
I would say thank you for getting like our pieces out to society. Even if things such as the literacy magazine that y'all made, it gets our poems out to other kids that might be going through stuff, because poetry is something that is a lot of kids' outlets, and kids might be going through stuff, and it helps like kids go through things. And I appreciate you for helping getting our stuff out to society, because even if they don't want to speak in public, they can like have something, and to know that we can be an impact on their lives is a lot. So thank you.
Thank you, Sharita. If I could piggyback on that, Sharita acknowledged Miss Jennifer Allen, who snuck into the room here. Miss Jennifer Allen is the, yes,
Who am I not doing to
love
have an
and
audio on
peace
this?
to her. Miss Jennifer Allen is the poetry club teacher at
Uh-oh.
Hopewell High School.
What I do?
And one of the programs that KMOSS Presents works with is the Project
Oh,
Discovery
what?
College Access Program. So we're able to go with the poetry club and provide college access services while we also engage the art. And so I definitely want to thank Ms. Allen for sneaking into the room and acknowledge that if you would like a copy of the literary work that Sharita just mentioned, certainly reach out to Hopewell High School and contact Ms. Jennifer Allen, and she'll be able to give you instructions on how to access that work.
Okay, I just wanted to okay. I just wanted to say that I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be a part of this. Really, honestly and truly. And this would not be possible for me if it had not been for Miss Katina Moss, who is fabulous and just a great inspiration and mentor to me. I'm grateful for the connections that she has created and the pathways that KMOSS has provided for me, because as you know, the way that we met, I don't ever remember disclosing to her that I was a poet and a writer. And just an artist, and how whatever reason she tapped me, and I had no idea why, and I was like, oh my goodness. And so when she did, she really just blessed me, she really just blessed me in creating the connection for me to be able to link with the city of Hopewell, with the students there, with Miss Allen, and now all of you. And I'm just so immensely grateful. The students that you all have heard, when I tell you that these students are so talented, from the first time that I heard them, I remember looking at Miss Moss and thinking to myself, like, what are we going to do with this? So when she made the connection, I was excited, and I'm still excited. And though Azhane is a senior, she's leaving me, and the other two have left. I'm still grateful for those connections. We still stay in touch on social media. I'm grateful that they even look and like on anything that I say, because I'm old to them. So I'm like, oh, they're still paying attention. And I'm grateful for their art and them sharing themselves with us, giving us a piece of who they are. With every new generation, we need to hear their stories. We need for them to share with us and teach us still. And I think that sometimes we get a little older and we think that we can't continue to learn from the youth, and we absolutely can. So I'm just grateful for that connection. I'm grateful that they allow me to be any little space in their lives. And so I'm just grateful for the art and this platform. So thank you very much, everyone that I've had a chance to meet today, and everyone that I already know. Thank you, Katina Moss. Thank you, Ms. Allen. And I look forward to any opportunity to work with all of you again. So blessings.
Hey. Well, first I want to thank everybody that was on the program. I definitely want to thank Katina Moss for her genius and her vision. I'm a person that is a firm believer that nothing happens by coincidence, and we are all connected by one important factor, which is words. And we have to know that words are the key to unlocking unimaginable feelings and emotions. And just based on what we have put together, we just, I think we just have to remember that the mission is to connect, express, and then move forward from there. So since day one of all of us, and I just want to thank Dr. DeCarlo and all of the esteemed people that are on here for just allowing us to give y'all our voices. But we have to move forward and support programs that are endorsing for unity and upliftment in our communities. Because even though I'm representing the Richmond city, we always complaining about events that are tearing down the cities, but not supporting the ones that wants to build them up. So we have to also focus a lot more on channeling funding, program funding, to things that does shine a better light on each other's cities. So I want to say once again, I want to thank you for the opportunity. I definitely want to shout out the mayor for being on here, giving us her time. And I'm just thankful and grateful for the opportunity. So peace and blessings.
Did everyone get to speak? I just wanted to make sure that everyone said what they wanted to say as closing remarks. I'm going to go ahead and say farewell to everyone unless there's any additional words. It's been a pleasure this morning, and I'll be working with Dr. DeCarlo to figure out what her phase 2 of the project looks like, and locations and that kind of thing downtown. So she's leading, but I'll be trying to help her figure out the details in the background. So just keep an eye on that site. And thank you everyone for being here. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll have to make sure everyone has contact information, et cetera, too, so we can stay in touch. Okay.
Take that mural past Harry Jane.
All right. Take care. And thank you to everyone that is going to watch this video in the future.